my name is Kelsey Hayner. I'm a student in the U.S. History class, and I will be interviewing my stepdad over a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Okay. I'm Kelsey Hayner.
I'm Tommy Ware.
And I'm going to read you this quote, and you're going to tell me what you think about it. Okay? Slavery it is that makes slavery, freedom, freedom. The slavery of women happened when the men were slaves of kings. What do you think about this?
I don't know. It kind of seems like the people were so used to being slaves. Men were so used to being slaves back in the day that they made women be that to them, so they wouldn't feel lesser than them.
Okay. Do you think that this is right of them?
No.
Okay.
I believe it's just a quote of the time. So I mean, it's just the way it was back then.
Okay. Do you know who wrote this, or do you have any guesses?
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know. Okay. So, okay.
No.
Okay.
Am I supposed to pretend I'm smart and say Ralph Waldo Emerson?
No. Would you have known that though?
No.
All right. What do you think was happening during this time? When this was said?
I would assume it had something to do with women, not really rebelling, but women's rights, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Ralph Waldo Emerson said this. It was in the 1860s, I think 1862, and that was during the Civil War. Do you know anything about him?
I know the name. I know he's a writer. Pretty famous. Has a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of quotes. I do know that.
Okay.
People quote him a lot.
He was a preacher, a lecturer, and a poet. He wrote stuff. And his wife died in 1831 due to tuberculosis. And during his grief, it made him question his beliefs and his profession. So in 1832, he resigned from ministry. And when he was in his 20s, he went to the South. He traveled to the South, and he went to a slave holder, and he seen what the slaves were being put through firsthand. And this made him realize how bad it was. So he spoke against slave trade. And while he was a pastor, he was open to have anti-slavery people come speak.
It's pretty interesting. It's strange that a white man back then would be so against slavery, but I guess him being a man of God probably helped him.
Yeah.
See that way.
Okay, I agree that slavery was inhumane, but I have to counteract your argument. So back then, the Southerners thought that slaves were good for the economy and the raising of their crops and slave labor. And they also thought it was a stable structure to help shape society. Okay, so Emerson was born in Boston, and his father and most of the men in his family were clergymen. So that is how Emerson got into ministry. So what do you think about that?
That's typical. Most men usually follow in their father's footsteps, and with it being in Boston, it explains a lot. They were very religious, had a lot of Quakers and stuff up there back
Okay. Emerson thought that the more he was connected with nature, then the closer he would be with God. So, do you think that has anything to do with the way he viewed the slaves?
I do, because if a person believes that God created everything, and a person connects with nature the way he apparently did, it would be hard for a person to believe that they were better than other humans if God created everything. So I think that probably influenced him quite a bit.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.